Guys, I didn't think anything could top the first week of Poker After Dark cash game that took place with Tom Dwan and some other epic poker legends. But last week's Poker After Dark, I gotta say, was incredibly entertaining and is something I hope to see more of. Before we get into this, I just want to remind you guys, the PLO Lab on Upswing Poker is live. Should be live right now, giving away not 15, 20 bonus videos, as well as updated content as the lab goes along for people that sign up in the link in the description below or in the comments below. Check it out. That offer will last for the foreseeable future for the Upswing PLO Lab. So let's get into here. So we're going to go over one of the big hands that took place during last week's Poker After Dark between Galfond and Haralabos Voulgaris. Overall, I thought the action was very, very fun to watch. It was something where I haven't been watching too many of these, these Poker After Dark games that happened lately with, some of the more wizardy lineups. I thought last week combined some good players and mixed in some of the more fun players, so to say. You had Bill Perkins in the mix, you had Rick Salomon in the mix, you had Haralabos, who, is kind of like a low-key nit, but overall, very entertaining guy, and I was happy to see him play. We had Aaron Zhang playing the game as well. Aaron Zhang, I don't know much about him, but it was very enjoyable to watch him play. We had straddles on, we had sleeper straddles on, and I thought just last week, combined with the stakes, just provided a very fun and exciting atmosphere to watch, and I do hope we get to see more of that in the future. Now, I don't know if people were really watching last week because at the time it took place, there was a lot of sports going on. I think one night there was all four major sports happened, so I don't know if everyone really got a chance to tune in and check it out, but hopefully they do go back and do give a chance to watch it on replay over on PokerGo.com because I think it is worth watching all 3 days. I only had a chance to really go in-depth into that day one, and here's one of the big hands that a lot of people were talking about during that week.
Flatted by Bill Perkins. Voulgaris understands that it could look like your 3-bet to 22,000 was designed to exploit that spot.
All right, so let's get into this hand, guys. So you didn't see the pre-flop here. So Rick Salomon opens up. Bill Perkins flats on the button. Phil Galfond 3-bets to small blind. He gets 4-bet by Haralabos Voulgaris. In the big blind, they are about $300 and some thousand effective here, maybe a little bit deeper. The hand ends up showing, I think it's about $700 and some thousand total, but I do believe Phil Galfond maybe had a little bit over $400,000 to start this hand. So now I think what a lot of people said is, what is Phil doing? Why would he possibly go all in with Ace King here? And I'm not going to pretend to understand exactly, sort of these 6 max deep stack ranges, but someone like Doug Polk makes a lot of videos, obviously, but we've seen Doug been playing a lot of 6 max cash lately, and it's very debatable if my buddy Doug really understands exactly what's going on. We're going to ask about this hand tomorrow on the podcast, though. Make sure you check that out tomorrow afternoon. Bang, bang. So I think a lot of people out there were saying, why'd Phil do this? And now it's very interesting and unique spot because you have Rick Salomon opening up the cutoff. A very creative player, you might say. Bill Perkins flats on the button. Very wide range. He was playing a very high VPIP. And now Haralabos was not really 4-betting or 3-betting that much here. And now, okay, so what can Phil do? So he can call, he can fold, or he can go all in. So I think Phil's decision, it seems like overall it might look a little bit loose because Haralabos does have aces. You might say he might flat hands like 10s, jacks, or queens. He might not even 4-bet those hands because he doesn't want to get 5-bet jammed on. So if Haralabos does decide to 4-bet here, he might have a hand like aces, kings, maybe ace-queen suited. He might be turning into a bluff. Maybe some ace-x suited type hands he might be bluffing with as well. It's really hard to know exactly how wide he might be. But this is just one of those perfect spots to me that sometimes comes up in Nolan Hold'em where it looks like your opponent might be taking advantage of you and what you appear to be taking advantage of, which in this case is just wider ranges from some more fun players. So then, and Phil does happen to have ace king, so I think maybe we're being results oriented and saying shoving here is just fucking terrible, which I saw some people on Twitter, saw some people on Reddit, shout out to Reddit and 2+2 talk about. But to me it just seems like kind of a spot where it sucks, but maybe you could call. And if you just call, maybe the result ends up being different. But I guess we'll take a look, kind of see what happens with this hand. But this is one of the most hands I found the most interesting on the Poker After Dark. And I'm kind of curious exactly what people would do out there. What do you do with Ace King here? It looks like your opponent might be attacking you. You go all in, you fold, you call. It's a lot of money. Not really sure, but I know we got a lot of winning players out there who are going to be able to answer this question for me very well.
And therefore, could Bob's 4-bet be lighter than usual? We know the answer is not even close, but it's up to Phil to figure that part out and decide for himself.
All in.
Call.
There's all in.
Well, that feels like aces.
Couldn't find the amount.
I had 6-8.
Galfond says all in.
For some reason, I really believe you, but I'm betting so much that.
You had 4 or 5 going to bet 1,000 on there?
Two.
And he is
I had
annihilated.
4 5 of hearts.
I had 6-8 of spades.
I think I can win one of these.
Called, I guess.
You want to
What's
bet?
my bet against yours? My hand against yours. 5,000.
Okay.
Hold on. We gotta get. I have 4 5 of hearts, and you have
6-8 of spades.
6 8 of spades. Okay. 5,000.
So while Perkins and Solomon entertained themselves with side action between the 4-5 of hearts and 6-8 of spades that they held, it comes across slightly irreverent given there is a Galfond funeral on deck. Over 700,000 in the middle pre-flop.
But only one board or two? One? Two? Oh, so I got light. Ooh. Ooh, I'm winning here. That sucks, but hey.
Galfond drawing dead on that first board after the turn. Burns a couple of queens that he would have needed to make Broadway. Here comes the second board. Still no help to Phil.
Yeah. I still 5. 4 5
I got 6-8 here.
No deuce, no 4, no king on the turn, and he draws dead once again
I think we're somewhat
as the
close,
ace
but I think
actually
we're-
hits the river.
Yeah.
So Phil Galfond, who had been so steady and was the big winner, ends up doubling up Haralabos.
So now in this hand, you know, Phil talks about that was bad, and I guess that's the question: is was this bad? Could he have just called pre-flop, called that 6,000, check folded that queen 4 board, which is probably what would have happened. I don't think he ends up putting more money in. Now we're being results oriented and saying that would have happened. But I do think that pre-flop play, you know, what should he do when facing that 4-bet call all in? I don't really think folding is an option, but be very interested to see what a lot of you guys out there think about, you know, what went down this hand. I'm going to be talking to Phil this week. We're going to get his opinion and get his take on this hand too. But overall, I thought this week was great. I really enjoyed the week of poker. I look forward to a cash game lineup happening like this again in the future. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well too. If you didn't, go back, make sure you check it out, pokergo.com, subscribe, promo code Joey if you want to use a promo code. You hate me, use my buddy Remco's code. Shout out to Remco as well. And that's it, guys. Let me just talk about the hand. Let me just talk about the action. Shout out to Whiskey for sponsoring this late night video. It was 2 a.m. here. And much love, everybody. Peace out.